Okay, thanks everybody for coming to our 9th lecture in our 4th year of 3 non-credit lectures being put on by the UVSS Hempology 101 Club and the International Hempology 101 Society. It's a surprise to be here today, not opening the class so much as unfortunately Gail's took a little bit ill, so I'm teaching the lecture here today. And so I'm going to talk about the medicinal uses of cannabis, and I would apologize first for not having the handouts ready. I've been quite busy, and next week when I talk about medicinal cannabis in Canada, you'll get some updates on my own activities, which will further explain what it is that I'm up to. But for the most part, today I'm going to talk about the medicinal uses of cannabis. Next week we'll get into the distribution of it. So today I am going to try and open it up more than probably any other lecture to questions, although I guess Dr. Hornby took quite a few, so I have a tough time competing with that. And that will include some questions hopefully from our online community. And thanks guys for coming out. I guess this year we've had at least 20 people every single week online watching us live as well. And it's humbling to have that many people. But at the same time, for the lectures, we do have our PowerPoint back up for a while, folks. So if you want to follow with it, go to the picture gallery at hempology.ca. And as far as I know, I've got probably about 10 pictures from every lecture, so 22 lectures. There's quite a number in our picture gallery there, and a separate section for the lectures, so try and keep up with us there. So today's lecture is on the medicinal uses of cannabis, and I'm going to quickly run through a PowerPoint presentation to kind of complement some of the lectures we've already had on the subject. And I really could go on personally in many directions on this topic. I've worked in the field obviously for a long time, but I think given how unprepared I am and the nature of these lectures, opening it up to questions is going to happen real quick. So we talked about the endocannabinoids with Dr. Hornby and some of our lectures, and I don't think we've had a diagram such as this pointing out some of the receptor sites. I would have to note, and there really isn't something stating this there, but there are many, many more medical problems and receptor sites in the human body that are noted in this brief diagram. And it will give you an idea of the broad range of issues that cannabis can help with. Diabetes, hepatitis C, dystonia, fibromyalgia, Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis, sleep apnea, hypertension, arthritis, osteoporosis, certainly are all conditions that cannabis helps with. Again, by no means is this a complete list. In fact, people often ask me to write a list of conditions that would qualify someone for the Cannabis Buyers Club, and it's such an extensive list of often very rare medical problems that it would be hard to make up a full, comprehensive, and complete list of conditions that it helps with. But this gives you an idea of the broad range of places that you will find receptors. Uh-oh, wrong button. Sorry. What the hell?
At the bottom, there's a little arrow.
Uh-oh, sorry.
There's only one slide on your show there, Ted.
Huh. That's a pretty short show.
101.
Wow.
What happened there?
I guess we're going straight to questions. Okay. Yeah, unless... Let's take a few more.
No, it's just the one on
Yeah,
there.
well,
Okay.
it's kind of like it.
Well, there's the background. You guys, I don't have handouts today. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
So, I guess just to give a general introduction even, the uses of cannabis for medical purposes are very extensive and broad. And it's interesting to study some of the historical uses because I think we've lost some traditional methods of using cannabis as medicine that we're now beginning to retrieve. A good example of that would be the medicinal benefits of eating hemp seed and hemp seed oil in some cases, but certainly the whole nut, as it's often referred to, or the seed, which we can't necessarily get, is very valuable in terms of helping people's diet recover. And we have known of many people to help control their blood pressure even by eating hemp seed and including that in their diet. And it's not an area that I am an expert in, although having been 13 years a vegetarian and using hemp to stay healthy as an extremely healthy 40-year-old, I know it's probably helpful as a preventative medicine as well for many things. And some of the research on, say, the brain and cannabis would suggest that Alzheimer's disease is not only possibly managed better by cannabis than other prescription drugs, but quite possibly Alzheimer's can be avoided through the use of cannabis. Just to briefly, mention hemp seed as medicine, we will talk about its nutritional benefits and proteins and stuff. But I would suggest that the medical benefits of eating hemp seed as a regular part of one's diet have been barely touched upon, really. And there's many members of our club that are able to get discounts at Hemp and Company. Bill's been here to teach, and unfortunately the price just went up. But there's no better food on the planet, and it's something that really helps. On the other hand, and really, like, to use prescription drugs and medicine and not to alter your diet is kind of, running healthcare on one foot. Your diet is almost more important than the drugs you're taking in many cases. So the medicinal uses of cannabis, most of the historical ones are actually from eating it, and in particular using it in milk, in bang. Although as oil, it also has had historically many healing products, or healing benefits for the skin as well. And cannabis oils can be made in so many different ways, it's hard to generalize how that can occur. But it's just incredible.